Díobh a cóide. A cóide, bhalla mar son na hallscoile fáilte a chur romh go léir. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Breed Murphy, and together with my colleague Liam Harahan, we are the Master of Ceremonies. On behalf of the University, we would like to welcome you all to today's convocation of Dublin City University, which is about to begin. Today's convocation booklet shows the order of the ceremony which follows. We hope you will take this booklet with you as a souvenir of what is an important and enjoyable occasion for the graduates, their guests, and the staff of the university. We celebrate the achievement of every single graduate of the university, but realise, however, that applauding as every graduate is presented to the President can be quite tiring. So could I suggest that instead we will pause at intervals for applause. In the unlikely event that an emergency evacuation of the building is required, I would ask you to please note the emergency exit nearest to you, bearing in mind that it may be behind you. In the event of an evacuation, please remain calm and comply with the instructions of the stewards and assemble at the assembly point in front of the helix. I would ask everyone now to check that all mobile phones are switched off. Thank you. We know that everyone wants to get a good photograph of the big moment, but please do stay seated and do not block the aisles during the ceremony. We really hope that you enjoy our event today, and I would be grateful if those who can could please rise for the DCU anthem, accompanied by the Irish Sign Language interpretation from DCU's Senan Dunn.
Uachtarán na hallscoile, scoláirí na hallscoile, a chéime is a chuirde go léir. Bhuailm fáilte anmhór a chur roimh chuig an ggócharm seo chun céimeanna agus dúiseanna ollscoil Carrabhalach Lia Brunna. Chancellor, President, academic colleagues, graduates, honoured guests. My name is Professor Lisa Looney. I'm the Vice President for Academic Affairs and Registrar, and I'd like to welcome you all very warmly to this morning's convocation of degrees and awards by Dublin City University. The Universities Act 1997 vests in DCU the statutory power to grant academic awards, which are recognised nationally and internationally. In seeking to maintain our high standards of academic quality, we require students to demonstrate to Academic Council that they have satisfactorily reached those standards before the university will confer an award on them. Ladies and gentlemen, those people who will be presented to the President today have attained high standards of academic performance and are worthy recipients of our degrees, certificates, and diplomas. The ceremony this morning has two functions. The first is the formal presentation of graduates for degrees and awards. The Executive Dean of Faculty will present each graduate to the President, and the chairperson of his or her programme board will formally bear witness and congratulate the new graduate on behalf of the board. The second function is less solemn and concerns the celebration of a period in the life of the graduate here at DCU, where I hope you've had some fun and made good friends at the same time as achieving this wonderful academic success. Inish, Bhuailm na Daoine Eile anseo chur bhur láthair. I'd like to introduce to you my colleagues who will be involved in the ceremony. To the rear of the stage are academics, guests, members of Academic Council, members of Alumni Council, and members of our governing authority. To the front are Bríd Horan, Chancellor of DCU, Professor Dara Keogh, President of DCU, and Philomena McMurrough, Director of Registry. To your left are the Executive Deans of the faculties of the University or their representatives, and the Dean of Graduate Studies. To your right are the chairpersons and academic coordinators who direct the programmes from which graduates are being presented this morning. Today, we're delighted to welcome graduates of taught and research engineering and computing, including, for the first time, graduates from the degree of Master of Engineering in Electronic and Computer Engineering, Master of Engineering in Mechatronic Engineering, and Bachelor of Engineering in Mechanical and Sustainability Engineering. Inish tá áthas orm Bríd Horan, Chancellor na hallscoile, agus Cathaoirleach Cristicanas na hallscoile, a chur na díobh. I have great pleasure now in introducing Bríd Horan, Chancellor of the University and Chairperson of our Governing Authority.
Thanks, Lisa. Uachtarán na hallscoile, chuirleacha agus a chuirde go léir. Thar ceann údaráis ceannis ollscoil Carrabhalach Lia, ba bhaithleam buchas a gháil libh as bheith ling don ócáid speisialta seo. President, colleagues and graduates, on behalf of the University's Governing Authority, welcome to the Helix on this really special occasion, and thankfully, both a sunny and a calm day. So I bet you're all grateful for that, I certainly am. I'd like to extend a particularly warm welcome to our graduates' guests, family and friends, the people in the expensive seats here in the front, people in the gods, and those behind me. Apologies. So these are the people that supported you all as you concluded this wonderful journey with DCU. And speaking of supporters, I probably, given in the interest of full disclosure, I should share that I had some help preparing my speech. My husband, John, is actually my greatest supporter, and he's also quite a good editor. Somewhat critical, but you know, that's okay. If he had his way completely, this speech would be a good bit shorter. But some things just need to be said on an occasion like this. Firstly, it's a great honour for me to stand here alongside the passionate and dedicated leaders of DCU. The people on this stage, together with the broader DCU community, the academics, the professional and other staff, work tirelessly to support our students and work really hard to make their time with DCU enriching and enjoyable. So I hope you all share my gratitude to everyone in DCU for creating an innovative and inclusive learning environment where everyone has the opportunity to flourish regardless of background or personal challenges. This commitment and the university leadership have made DCU a beacon of excellence in higher education, not only in Ireland, but also on the world stage. On that note, I'm delighted to mention that just recently, DCU was ranked among the world's top 400 universities in the world in the prestigious 2025 Times Higher Education World Rankings. And when I tell you that there are over 10,000 universities in the world, being in the top 400 is a terrific result. Also this month, and you may have noticed this as you came in on Collins Avenue, from Collins Avenue, our newest building is coming into use. It's currently named the Polaris Building and will accommodate over 3,000 STEM students, so that's science, technology, engineering and maths, and also DCU School of Health and Human Performance. It's well named at the moment as the Polaris or North Star, but I do have to tell you that we're open to very generous offers, corporate or personal, for naming rights. So if you think a building out there on Collins Avenue with your own name or your company name would be something that's attractive to you, do please talk to us. So congratulations are due to many people who made these achievements happen, and particularly to our president, Professor Dara Keogh. And you'll hear from Dara later, and I hope he will also mention some other achievements of the university during the past year. So this old ceremony may seem a bit formal and solemn, the academic procession, the gowns, the anthem, and just the other formalities. But these are important because they reflect the significance of the graduation ceremony. This day is a blend of formality and celebrating, as Lisa said, a day where we all recognize and honor your hard work. And we're privileged to share this occasion with you because we're proud of every one of you. So it is a memorable day. And on this memorable day, I thought I would look at other memorable events around this time in history. I was particularly struck by the fact that this week marks the 79th anniversary of the coming into being officially of the United Nations. Given the turmoil and suffering that we are witnessing in so many parts of the world, obviously we hear most about Ukraine and the Middle East, but there is suffering and turmoil in so many different parts. And I think to think of the foundation of the UN, it's a timely reminder of the fragility of peace in any region and the importance of international cooperation. And thinking about current challenges, I'm going to risk jumping into the current topic here in Ireland. So forgive me for those of you who don't have a vote in Ireland, but we all know yesterday it emerged that yes, actually, surprise, surprise, we are going to have a general election before the end of the year. And I'm going to ask you, I won't dwell on this, but I do want to ask you that as you're asked for your vote in the coming weeks, in conversations with those that are seeking the vote or with others that might be influential, do remember the importance of investing in one particularly important aspect of our national infrastructure, our higher education system. It's a vital investment, not only in our young people, but in our society and our economy for the future. And yes, there were some welcome commitments in the recent budget, but actually, even with those, the overall higher education system remains seriously financially stressed. So further increases in core funding year on year are sorely needed. So if you get the chance, don't be afraid to mention it. One leading politician, when he was asked why higher education isn't given more priority, rather honestly said, it's never mentioned on the doorstep. So whether you're on the doorstep or at a bus stop or a Lewis stop, take your chance and do please mention it. On a lighter note, when I was looking at occasions this week, I found that Friday marks World Pasta Day. Who knew? So it was designated as World Pasta Day in 1998 by the rather grandly titled World Pasta Congress. Now, I would suspect in 1998 pasta didn't rank quite as highly in Ireland on the diet as it does today. Things change. But whatever other notable days are being marked this week, today is your graduation day. A day when you can celebrate with justified pride and joy. So, like they say about great pasta, savor every moment. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Because you've overcome significant challenges to be here today, personal and academic challenges. But you overcame them with resilience and determination. And then, just in case your own individual challenges weren't enough, COVID-19 brought unprecedented upheaval and complexity to every aspect of all of our lives, including, and particularly, actually, teaching and learning. In the face of that, you, as students, and our staff here in DCU showed remarkable strength and adaptability. So, as you accept your parchment today, it's definitely a new chapter for you. I've no doubt that whatever that new chapter brings, you will continue to excel in all aspects of your professional and personal lives, armed with the skills and knowledge you've acquired through DCU. And you now join, or perhaps in some cases rejoin, the DCU alumni community. And as such, that brings a responsibility to stay true to DCU's mission to transform lives and societies. And that means making a difference, a positive aspect, a positive impact on the world around you. Sounds like a big ask, but when you remember that there are over 100,000 DCU alumni around the world, if every one of those 100,000 makes a difference, that is a really big impact on the world. No pressure, but we in DCU expect great things from each of you. As well as that, do cherish the friendships and connections that you've made here at DCU. Your DCU community will always be here to support you. So today, the culmination of all that hard work, celebrate yourself. Remember all you've achieved. Embrace the future with confidence. Believe in yourself. You're well equipped to succeed in whatever endeavours you take on. Congratulations to you all.
Thank you, Chancellor. Candidates from the DCU Business School will now be presented by the Executive Dean, Professor Dominic Elliott.
President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aviation Management. Arturos Androgev, Dermot Buckley, Catherine Burke, Bobby Burke-Moran, Kira Byrne, Maria Viola Caligar, Lara Kate Danaher, Noah Dean, Emma Duff. Kate Egan. Faras Essa. Jake Fox. Elliot Goving Glennon. Minu Ann George. Victoria Garenko. Rima Hamad. Oliver Stewart Hart. Adam Paul Hegarty. Kieran Ingram. Jack Kane. Jack Kenny. Stanko Lazarevich. Jordan Andre Melidanu. Alice Manning. Sean Mark Maravellas. Evan Martin. Leah Morn. Bartes Mazurek. Lohin McDonnell. Conor McGeehan. O'Sheen McGovern. Rory McKenna. Amari Majani. Mark Morris. Ghulam Mustafa Mohammed. Tara Newcomb. Hannah O'Connell. James O'Connor-Mowen. Matthew O'Keefe. Dylan O'Neill. Kimberly Kate Pingle. Ulawada Milay Ray Sanosi. Paul Christian Simeonesco. Nikita Smimov. Iona Ward. Matthew Joseph Webb. Maxim Yamelski. Mohammed Zayed. If we can pause for some applause. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aviation Management with Pilot Studies. Robert Kent. And pause for applause. President, I present the following candidate who has successfully completed the Higher Diploma in Management of Information Technology, Rory McAvoy. And pause for applause. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the degree of Master of Science in Management Aviation Leadership. Timer Erde. Jonathan Latimer. Francesco Lunardi. Catherine O'Gorman. Daniel Colin Spragg. David Ward. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the Graduate Certificate in Management of Green Technologies. Raymond Kinsella Stafford. Mark Sheridan. John Threadgold Ball. President, I present the following candidate who has successfully completed the Graduate Diploma in Management of Clean Technologies. Corrine O'Connell. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the degree of Master of Science in the Management of Clean Technologies. Oliver Tormey. President, I present the following candidate who has successfully completed the Graduate Diploma in Management for Sustainable Development. Jake Kenny. President, I present the following candidate who has successfully completed the degree of Master of Science in Management for Sustainable Development, Philip Corrigan. Aoife Dehenny. Roisin Farrelly Pendred. Killian Lynch. Denise Mangum Pigott. Sheila McCormack Cooney. Michael Malarkey. Porrick O'Higgin. Patrick Tierney. Melanie Zitka. President, I present the following candidate who has successfully completed the degree of Master of Science in Management of Information Systems Strategy, John Casey. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the degree of Master of Science in Strategic Learning and Development, Micheál Barry. Sinead Bell. Nietzsche Blake. Trusky Churchhouse. Anna Coffey. Audrey Devenny. Mark Dodd. Mary Dunbar. Orla Farrell. Kevin Fitzgerald. Ria Flom. Monica Florchick. Emma Gaffney. Lucas Jinahi de Negreos. Helen Godsill. Harry Goodburn. Margaret Greene. Raquel Hanley. Linda Keane. Anastasia Lednikova. Lisa Lynn. Carol Mannion. Bronya Matthews. Emma McBride. Jodie McGreal. Olivia Moen. Karen Moriarty. Mairead Mulcahy. Louise Mullen. Kathy Shine. Dominica Shachoka Rector. Bernadette White. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the degree of Master of Science in the Management of Operations, Fidelia Ajoku. Cosmina Bartes. Martin Cools. Killian Cullen. Brian Devlin. Nolene Diggins. Gabriel Farrelly. Darren Keenan. Patrick King. Paulina Kondraka. Toms Ludbars. Darren McGovern. Rory O'Haling. Patricia Quirk. Carla Sharkey.
Candidates from the Faculty of Engineering and Computing will now be presented by the Executive Dean, Dr. Jennifer Bruton.
President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the Certificate in User Experience. Violeta Milintjevic. Christina O'Reilly. Taina Whelan. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the degree of Bachelor of Science in Information Technology. Gerard Breen. Stephen Corey. Gerard Heffernan. Anna Peszek. President, I present the following candidate who has successfully completed the higher diploma in Engineering Analysis and Technology, Killian Woods. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the higher diploma in Interaction Design. Siobhan Brown. Yana Fedorenko. Roxanne Garner. And Frances O'Donnell. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in Biomedical Engineering. Abdul Basit Olasubumi Akintoye. Isam Azad. Yelizaveta Chirishta. Jake Clark. Blauheen Clune. Emily Cronin. Gian Michael Ferrer. Joshua Robert Garrity. Connor McNally. Emma Moriarty. Iwan Jha. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the integrated degrees of Master of Engineering and Bachelor of Engineering in Biomedical Engineering. Abrar Abdel Salman. Ahmed Besher. Roisin Maeve Condell. Serka Costello. Stephen Christopher Delaney. Pader James Fitzpatrick. Simon Gagan. Gráinne Gordon. Valeria Yentimir. Angela Kent. Andrew Kinsella. Oren Lang. Geslin Mari Lanton. Ronan Larkin. Leah Mackin. Akash Matthew. Rorkin O'Gibna. Adon Antoine O'Donoghue. Siofra O'Morda. Olawati Melian Olatumbosun. Colum Charles Parnell. Adam Quinn. Neville Shaji. Megan Shani Doyle. And Shane Verdon. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in Electronic and Computer Engineering. Ali A. Yildiz. Abby Ellen Collins. Connor Delaney. Alexander Gorovenko. Simon James Kelly. Kirsten Lee. Connor McCarthy. Zhuang Miao. Matthew O'Dwyer. Chibundum Chisum Julia Okeya. Gary Raymond. Matthew Tabamo. And Usheen Thurlow. President, I present the following candidate who has successfully completed the integrated degrees of Master of Engineering and Bachelor of Engineering in Electronic and Computer Engineering. Stephen Jack Condon. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering. Conor Booth. Jack Butler. Liam Crowley. Vincent Michael Fleming. Ethan Kelly. Amir Haji Lamambai. Luke McMahon. Oisin Moore. Niall Morland. Andre Daniel Muntian. Mulhim Mustafa. Judith Theos Ofor. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the integrated degrees of Master of Engineering and Bachelor of Engineering in Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering. Daniel Stephen Brown. Gavin Chapman. Mark Coakley. Dara Finnegan. Paul Matthew Fowler. Andrew Gavin. Aaron Griffin Kelly. Maxim Richard Gasamilov. Barry Hennigan. Connor Heatherton. Nicholas Isakov. Cathal Joyce. Patrick Oliver Kelleher. Peter Kelly. Niamh Kilgallen. Oisin Martin. Adam Nashat. Connor Liam O'Rourke. Oscar Scanlon. Augustine Chorkovsky. Luke Walsh. And Adam Whelan. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in Mechanical and Sustainability Engineering. Sean Byrne. Connor Joseph Foley. Saul Lee. Hugo Valentine. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in Mechatronic Engineering. Angelica Monique Arquero. Shihar Bano Basil. Jordan Byrne. Thomas Carrigan. Adeline Diak. Cian Foy. Vladislav Jolonskowski. Chirag Joshi. Luke Timothy McDonough. Connor Newman. Shona O'Sullivan. Sharon Sambaturu. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the integrated degrees of Master of Engineering and Bachelor of Engineering in Mechatronic Engineering. Kaosiso Chukwu Oscar Arinze. Joseph Bergen. Killian Burns. Martin Clayton. Barry Michael Collins. Rory Coulter. Owen Martin Craven Grace. James Farrell. Connor Furness. Connor Gildee. Tony Liu. Maxime Marchuk. Brian McGuinness. Donald McKay. Ian Michael Morris. Piet O'Sullivan. Ademida Oyeyemi. Gökmen Öztürkmen. Eugene Prodanchuk. Oshin Ruan. Elise Sarki. And Farouk Suleiman. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the degree of Bachelor of Science in Management of Information Technology and Information Systems. Nicola Cole. Bartosz Tsiakala. Monika Dimitrova. Porig Okonia. Eamon Cian O'Mahony. And Miriam Ormond. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the graduate diploma in Sustainable Energy Systems. Maria Paula Arrigoni. Yakubu Jidai. And Geraldine Lynch.
Paul Soring in Anish, Falter Riv Kemaha, and will came in a Taida Lebruno Orhu. We're now very pleased to welcome our graduates for research degrees. Each candidate has pursued their degree through research and has fulfilled the requirements laid down by the Academic Council of the University. Dr. Jennifer Bruton will again present the candidates from the Faculty of Engineering and Computing, this time for postgraduate degrees by research.
President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the Doctor of Philosophy programme through research in the School of Computing. For a thesis entitled Obtaining Quantitative Information from Time Series Patterns, Insights from SAX, MDL and the Matrix Profile, Owen Cartwright. For a thesis entitled Information Live Logging, Leveraging Eye Movements and Reading Comprehension for Efficient Retrieval of Previously Encountered On-Screen Information, Tu Kim Lee. For a thesis entitled A Search Engine Using Graph-Based Structures for Lifelog Retrieval, Manui Nguyen. For a thesis entitled Pushing the Boundaries of Lifelog Retrieval Systems with Question Answering Techniques, Liuan Jun. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the Doctor of Philosophy programme through research in the School of Electronic Engineering. For a thesis entitled Machine Learning Solutions for Network User Quality Balancing for Rich Media Content Delivery in Heterogeneous Network Environments, Devanshu Anand. For a thesis entitled Generalizable Cardiac MRI Analysis with Deep Learning, Carles Garcia Cabrera. For a thesis entitled A Meta-Learning Approach for Hydrological Time Series Model Selection, Asma Slemimi. For a thesis entitled Photonic and Signal Processing Technologies for High-Capacity Short-Reach Optical Interconnects, Marcus Troncoso Costas. President, I present the following candidates who have successfully completed the Doctor of Philosophy programme through research in the School of Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering. For a thesis entitled The Application of Knowledge Modelling as a Decision Support Tool to Optimise the Design and Performance of Seawater Reverse Osmosis Desalination Plants, Bashar Al-Mukaini. For a thesis entitled The Use of Design of Experiments in Machine Learning to Optimize 3D Bioprinted Bone Repair Scaffolds, Gaeda Al-Karousi. For a thesis entitled Additive Manufacturing of Nickel-Based Superalloy IN939 by powder bed fusion laser beam, Merve Noor Dou. For a thesis entitled Experimental and Computational Analysis of Nitinol Actuators, Lahar Asif Khan. For a thesis entitled 3D Printed Medical Grade Metal-Based Microneedles as a Modular Platform for Minimally Invasive Therapeutic Delivery, Nicoletta Sargiotti. For a thesis entitled Development of a Biomimetic Phosphorine Modified Calcium Phosphate Adhesive for the Regeneration of Bone Defects, Angela Jalalari.
Congratulations all. As graduates now, it's appropriate that I introduce to you our Director of DCU Alumni Relations, Ross Munnelly.
Good morning to all our graduates, parents, family members, and friends. Today is a special day for our graduates because some have joined the alumni community for the first time, and others who have graduated previously are reinforcing their connection with the alumni community. In each case, you will continue your lifelong journey with DCU. Your community has over 110,000 fellow graduates who will provide a support network for life across many different career sectors located all over the world. Our promise is to provide a mutually supportive relationship with you from now, throughout your career, and into retirement, where you can avail of many engagement opportunities depending on your stage in life. In today's convocation booklet, you will see a QR code on the final pages. By scanning this in the coming days, you can update your details to ensure we can keep you up to date with all the latest news and opportunities here at DCU. Now, it is time to hear from members of our global alumni community, who, like you, crossed this very stage and who remain connected to the university through many volunteering opportunities. We hope that you will too. Keep in touch.
Today marks not an end,
but the beginning of a lifelong supportive relationship.
As you step through the doors of DCU,
you are stepping into a new world.
A world of opportunity.
A world of hope and aspiration.
A world of new and exciting adventures.
And it is not a journey you will be walking alone.
We have shared experience.
We have walked these same halls,
danced on the same stage,
and donned the same caps and gowns.
We are innovators,
industry leaders,
and professionals across continents
and across countless disciplines and careers.
We are inventors,
creators,
educators,
and storytellers.
We provide a platform for the next generation
and help to transform society at home
and abroad.
So, as you step across that stage today,
you are stepping into a community.
Your community,
led by fellow graduates
with a global network of support.
A community of friends,
colleagues, and supporters,
shaping the world around us.
We are DCU alumni.
This is your network, and now is your time to join us.
Tuig Uachtarán Ollscoil Carvalho Lia and Talamh Dara Hill a Aishkanish. The President of Dublin City University, Professor Derek Hill, will now make his address.
As simple as that, was it? Turning it on. I think I'll go down below this now and practice ventriloquism for the next 10 minutes or so. Thank you very much, Jenny. So our members of the governing authority in the front, the most important people of all are our student union leaders, Carl and Aoife, who are there, the young people in the front row. So our distinguished guests, that's yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, and of course our most important crew are yourselves, today's graduates of the university. Today is a very special day for DCU and for the university. It's almost like a birthday. It's the day that we celebrate ourselves, that we celebrate the purpose of the university, which is student success and, of course, research. So it is a great day for us and one that we can enjoy. It's a very happy day for yourselves as well. From this side of the table, you could see the gratitude of the students, not just in the thanks when they receive their parchment, but in those kind of broad smiles and bright eyes and high heels as they levitated across the stage. I know that some of you have traveled great distances to be here, and I'm always conscious that I may leave people out, but just people going through, I noticed people that I knew from India, we people from Pakistan, we had a nice group from Vietnam here in the front. We have our friends from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We have the Nigerians, of course, who are always the chirpiest group at any graduation. Anybody come even further? Mayo, okay, we have Mayo. Okay, we have Mayo. And then, of course, we have Southsiders. Those intrepid folk like Captain Kirk, who went where no man went before, who ventured across rivers, 2 rivers, the Liffey, the Talca. Some of you crossed the Dodder even to get here, 3 rivers. The good news is that things are getting better, that our new e-route buses will take us directly every 10 minutes, 24/7 to the south side. And after Christmas, we'll have the A routes that will go out to West County Dublin. But it's great to have you with us. The best part of it is that you passed 2 universities to get here, which is a great indication and vindication of your judgment and your discernment. So give yourselves a round of applause for that. So today is a very special day, as I say, a day for emotions of excitement, gratitude, and obviously enormous pride, both from ourselves and from the graduates. The Mahoney Hall here in the Helix is a special place, and we gather here to celebrate our most important events. It was a gift to DCU by the great Irish-American philanthropist, Chuck Feeney. And if it wasn't for kind of his generosity, this whole campus would be really just a shadow of itself. But the Helix is not just a venue, it's a symbol really of our openness and our values. 400,000 people visit the Helix every year, which is an enormous number. So it's a symbol, I think, of DCU as a dynamic, place-based university, and it reflects our engagement with the wider community, the city, and the country beyond. Many great events happen here, and just to flag that the Panto Rapunzel will start here on the 22nd of November. I'm currently auditioning for one of the parts. I've got off to a great start, as you'll see. It's up, not clear now whether it'll be the prince or maybe one of the baddies. So long as I don't have to play one of the dames, I'll be grand. But the most important events of all in the university are our graduation, as I say, where we celebrate our purpose. Now, it's important to say that for all of you who came across the stage, that today is really an achievement, and it marks a milestone in your life. Some of you are completing the bachelor's degrees, large number kind of graduate studies, and then the war horses here, the PhD students are researchers. They're dressed in red because they look like kind of Marvel characters, and they are superheroes, and the greatest gift is probably perseverance to carry that thesis through to the end. So they deserve a special round of applause. But I think that for all of us here today, and for all of you, that the path to today is never as clear or as straight cut as people imagine. Obviously, COVID got in the way, the global pandemic. But apart from the pandemics, which come every 500 years or so, life throws up challenges to us at home. And many of you are here today against the odds and have overcome obstacles to be here. So I know as a group that normally you're very, very demure, very mindful. But I'm going to ask you today to abandon that restraint and give yourselves a massive round of applause for your achievement. I think that's the most self-satisfied group we've had in here for years. For years. The other myth, of course, about study is that it's a solitary pursuit and that you get here because of your own greatness. That is not true. That you are great, obviously, but you wouldn't be here without a great kind of backroom team, the people who brought you here today. So I'm thinking about your parents, for instance, and you spotted one very proud mammy here who needed to be restrained behind me. Your guardians, your partners, your family, your friends. They're the folks who backed you up, and they're an exceptional crew. They listened to you, they loved you, they revoluted you, kind of most importantly. So today is their day. So can I ask you to do even better for them? Thank you. That was good. And I'm very conscious too that meeting people on the way in, that for many of you today's celebration are tinged with a certain sadness. And I'm aware of families who have absent friends and family members today. So we'll just think of them for a moment. Today is also an opportunity for me and for us to give thanks to our staff of the university, not just the academics behind me, but colleagues right across the university, professional staff, support staff of all kinds, people who devoted themselves to your success. So in some ways, as I say, today is their celebration too. And they're also the folk who are made today possible. Some of them are even icing cupcakes as we speak in the foyer, the events team, the registry, alumni, the Helix estates, and so on. So can I ask you please to give all of our staff here and the rest of the team a round of applause. Especially like to call out Philomena, who is beside me, who shuffled the parchments and managed everything so well. Students who aren't supposed to come sometimes show up, others don't show up, they get the wrong place in the queue, but Phil manages to keep it all going wonderfully. And like a referee at a game, when it all works well, they're invisible. So thank you, Phil, for that. Lisa pointed out at the start that we continually strive to renew our programs, to offer kind of new programs, and you've seen a huge range of programs today, but also to introduce kind of brand new programs. So she called out the Masters in Engineering, Electronic and Computer Engineering, Masters in Engineering and Mechatronic Engineering, and the last one, the Bachelor of Engineering in Mechanical and Sustainability Engineering. That's part of a whole kind of suite of programs that we call DCU Futures. It's kind of reconnecting with our DNA. What made DCU the distinctive from the get-go is kind of future-proofing the degrees, industry-based, challenge-based learning, transversal skills, all the things that young people need when they graduate. So I'm pleased about that. The Chancellor also gave me firm instructions, and I'm not boasting, I'm simply doing what I was told, as I always do, to talk about some of the successes of the university. This year, you'll be glad to know that in the Times Higher Education World Ranking, so that's the whole world, folks, we rose to somewhere in the 350s, which is a huge achievement given the tens of thousands of universities in the world. So I'm very proud of that. The Times Higher also have a ranking of young universities in the world, and we fall into that category. And in the world, again, of the thousands and thousands, we are ranked number 59 in the world. Now that's impressive in itself, but but again, in practicing for Rapunzel here, guess where we came in Ireland? Number? Come on. Number 1. Exactly, number 1. That's good. And then in the other indicators, like the Global Student Satisfaction Awards, which are presented annually, in the category for the career development of our students. Again, now that's a global one, so a little bit harder, but guess where we ended up in that too? Number 1 again. So the runners up in MIT are feeling sorry for themselves, but that's you just take the blows, and then most importantly for the parents, I think when you see the large numbers going by, you wonder, will these young people get jobs? You know, will they get jobs? But the Central Statistics Office report that of all the universities in Ireland, that the highest earners at the end of year 1 and again at the end of year 10 are DCU graduates. So congratulations on that one. So the good news again for the parents is that that should be settled. They'll cover lunch today for you. And if they don't cover lunch today, remember, as the Chancellor says, Friday is World Pasta Day, so they might take you out on Friday as well. Now, we got 2 faculties here, so I can't show any favoritism to either of them, that both are exceptional faculties. I'd just like to call out that this year the Business School achieved what they call triple accreditation. So that's the final crown for them, the EQUIS accreditation. So that puts the Business School and yourselves as graduates in the elite of World Business Schools. So congratulations to yourselves for that. In both faculties too, a number of staff members were included in the Stanford University top 2% of researchers in the world. So I'm delighted about that. And on the teaching and learning side as well, that colleagues in both faculties this year achieved the prestigious Advanced Higher Education Fellowship, which reflects their commitment to teaching and learning. You will probably have been struck by the different gender balances in the 2 cohorts between the 2 schools, but the engineers in particular should need to be commended for their work in promoting gender balance in engineering, that the faculty, both the dean and the faculty and the Engineering Society, work tirelessly to promote engineering to kind of school leavers. And again, we have some wonderful flagships like the Solar Racing team that this week unveiled the prototype of their car. All of that is important. As I say, this is not a boast. This is simply following the instructions from the Chancellor. And I'm obviously very proud of those achievements, but our greatest pride is in yourselves, in our graduates. The mission of DCU, our purpose, why we get out of bed in the morning, we get out of bed to transform lives and societies. That's what we say that we do. And that transformation happens in all kinds of ways. It happens in our lecture theatres, it happens in the libraries, it happens in the labs, it happens on the playing fields and where students kind of socialise. And we make impact here. But I think, as Ross said, as we saw from the short video, that our greatest impact is done almost by stealth by our graduates, by yourselves that go out to transform the world. And I love to see the kind of LinkedIn updates and get messages from people telling me about their success. But I think that it's fair to say that what I'd like to think that sets DCU graduates apart is not just the quality of your degree, but it's your attitude and it's your character. And DCU people have a reputation, graduates have smart people, as graduates who are rounded and grounded. And the feedback that we receive from employers, I think, reflects that. This spring I was in Charleston in the States. We had a group there on an intra-placement, and the supervisor said that she thought that they were quite exceptional. And the way she described them is better than we could do ourselves. She described them as self-starters, self-possessed, in other words, self-aware, and devoid of any entitlement. And that entitlement piece is important, because I think that the word entitlement has no place in the vocabulary of a DCU graduate. That word needs to be expunged. We cannot have entitlement. And I was at an event this week where Martin Naughton, the engineer and entrepreneur, presented scholarships to SEM students, including a number coming to DCU. And in his speech, he advised the winners of the scholarship, and I think this is good advice to yourselves, to remain nervous. So to be nervous rather than entitled. And I think that that's important for us. So today, really, it's not your parchment that will set you up for life, but I think it's your personality, your attitude, and your aptitudes. And this matters because the world needs people like you more than ever, people of character who can change the world. As graduates of the business school and the Faculty of Engineering and Computing, you have so much to offer to a world that in many ways is broken. The world needs people with your attitude, your skills, and not just to navigate what they talk about as an unscripted future, but to shape the world, to fashion the future for ourselves. And indeed, in the post-COVID world, we seem to be confronted by a new crisis almost every single day. If we look at the war in Ukraine, look at the war in the Middle East, for instance, just put the screens on and look at Gaza. That Gaza has been literally reduced to a hell on earth, and the violence there is spreading to the Lebanon. And I don't use that word hell on earth lightly. And we reiterate the call then that we've made consistently in the university for a lasting ceasefire in Gaza and the region and the immediate release of the hostages. And climate change too has reduced the earth to a tinderbox with enormous consequences. The famine is widespread, and tonight 10% of the world's population will go to bed hungry, 10%. And millions of people have been forced to flee their home in the search for security and food and a living. And across the so-called developed world, societies have been polarized by a corrosive political discourse, a destructive discourse. And Ireland is not immune. That even here in the island of saints and scholars, we've seen in the last 12 months a very significant erosion of social cohesion and the rise of divisions. So the world has never needed graduates like yourself more, people with your attitudes, your skills, people who are creative, people who are innovative, folk who are adaptable, people who are prepared to address the challenges posed by war, by climate change, social inequality, and people who can harness the potential of artificial intelligence. Now, at moments like this, there's always a danger that we fall foul of our weaknesses and that we fall in front of the two most negative attitudes of all, complacency on the one hand and despondency on the other. And the danger is there that there's a sense that we think that the world's problems are beyond resolution. So we become despondent, or indeed that they're too big for me to make a difference and we become complacent. But we can't just kind of stand back and become bystanders as this crisis unravels. And remember that all of the great challenges of the world are man-made. And just as they are man-made, they will be solved by humanity. Now, the future will not be solved or shaped by world leaders or politicians. Although I'm glad to see one politician, Councillor Barry Heenan, graduating today. Cheers to Barry. That Barry was elected an independent councillor in the spring and as a candidate for the Dáil in the general election before Christmas. But he was just one of 16 students who stood for election in the spring, which is an indication of the engagement of our students in the world affairs. But these problems will not be solved by leaders, world leaders or prophets like Nelson Mandela or Greta Thunberg. They'll be solved by ordinary people like ourselves, like yourselves, and the way in which we conduct ourselves in our daily routine. And one of the best books I think I've ever read or that's influenced me most is one written by a Harvard professor, a lady called Hermina Ibarra. And it's a simple title. It's called Act Like a Leader, Think Like a Leader. Many of you will have read it. Now, I won't do it justice if I summarize it in a minute, but she develops a theory of what she calls outsight as opposed to insight. And my takeaway from the book is that you don't have to be the leader to be a leader, and that's the important point. That leadership is not an office, but an attitude. And her advice is that we ought to display leadership wherever we find ourselves, in whatever position, at whatever grade, and not to overthink leadership, and not to become obsessed with the fact that our bosses have failed to see our greatness or our leadership potential, What we need to do is to show that we are leaders. And her point is by stepping up, by taking charge of our situation. It's about showing leadership and showing it to people around us. And as a result, the world will be better as a result. So it's about kind of plunging yourself into new projects, taking on new activities, volunteering, putting the hand up, but experimenting, meeting new people and changing the way you do things. And all of this will make an impact. And remember that leadership, again, is not an office, but an attitude. Now, that's all great in theory, but what does that look like in practice? And this week, DCU will confer 2 honorary doctorates. That's the highest award a university can make. And we give them to people who we esteem. The first will be conferred on the Chief Justice of Ireland, Donal O'Donnell. And his citation reads that no judge has contributed more to the development and refinement of constitutional doctrine and law in Ireland than he has. Very significant achievement. He is a celebrated public figure. The fact that we even refer to him as the Chief Justice is a reflection of that. But our second honoree is less well known, probably known by nobody in the room, but no less impressive. The second is a lady called Pat Kavanagh, Patricia Kavanagh. And according to her citation, she is a transformer on our doorsteps. Who is Pat Kavanagh? Pat is a native of Cabra up the road. She left school at the age of 11, but she has gone on to transform the lives of thousands and thousands of young people in Ballymun through her work there as a community leader and activist and as a champion of education. She has not had a bench in the courts. She has not acted in the limelight, but she has led from behind. She has led from the shadows, but she has dedicated her life to building up young people and building strong, flourishing, welcoming communities as a result. Now, both of these, the Chief Justice and Patricia Kavanagh, are both DCU types of people. And these awards celebrate our values and our commitment to transform lives and societies. The big question is, what do they have in common? What do they have in common? And the answer is that both worked in the forecourts. Donal O'Donnell worked as Chief Justice and Patricia Kavanagh worked as a cleaner in the same building. Now that's, I think, an extraordinary, that both of these characters came through different pathways, were selected independently. Both are receiving awards, one as a cleaner and the other as a chief justice. The point there is that both of them demonstrated leadership where they were. They led where they found themselves. And both of them could be case studies in a future edition of a bar's Act Like a Leader, Think Like a Leader. Now, my hope today for this class, the class of 2024, is that the same will be said of you in 20 or 30 years' time, that all of you have led, have acted like leaders and led and transformed society as a result. Now, whether you make it to those case studies or a future edition of the book depends only on one person, and that one person is yourselves. So my instruction today to you is to go out from the helix, to go out, transform lives and societies, and make it happen. Congratulations.
Thank you, President. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now coming to the end of the ceremony, which I hope has been both memorable and enjoyable. The formal proceedings will close with the academic procession. And when this begins, I would ask those who can to stand and remain standing until it is left. Sin dara, na seamarnas chugaram na hallscoile seo. Tá mí dá buíochtaíomh as ucht bur bheith láthairlinn. The convocation of the university is hereby concluded. Thank you so much for being with us, and I hope you will all now join graduates and academics for refreshments and really enjoy the rest of this very special day.
August